So as promised, I'm sending you another short video, again, to just share a few words of encouragement and then give you an update on what's happening with Forward Edge. And I want to start by reading a quote by the 20th century American theologian Reinhold Niebuhr. You may be familiar with this quote. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So one of the things that's really helped me get through life for years of time, not just during this moment of the pandemic, is a decision to not obsess or fixate on things that I know I can't change. That's just a waste of energy. But instead to look at the things I can do. Maybe in some way in response to a difficult situation that I can't change, or just the next right thing. So closely related to this too is something you're also probably familiar with, the cycle of grief. And in many ways we're living in a grieving moment. You know, we're grieving the loss of life, so many people around the world and in our own country. We're grieving the economic impact that many people are experiencing right now, so many people out of work. And we're even grieving, when we think about the future and the long-term impact on the economy in our country. So it's a moment of grief. And as you know, the grief cycle starts with, first it starts with denial. It's not really happening. And then another step in the cycle is anger. And then the last step, according to Kubler-Ross, who came up with this cycle of grief, is acceptance. And I think it is a moment for us to accept the reality of what's happening, obviously, to move beyond denial or anger, of course, and just accept that we're in a moment that we can't control beyond a point. But there's a step beyond this cycle that I want to mention, and its meaning, that this is an opportunity to also engage in things that are meaningful. And the last time I sent this video, I talked about this window of grace for relationships that's opened up right now. And again, I just encourage you, think of one person, at least one, every day that you can reach out to, that you can encourage and pray for. I've had some incredible conversations with people over the last several days. So that's one thing certainly you can do that would be meaningful. And there are a number of other things, opportunities that we have as an organization where we can't send mission teams. That's something we can't control. So what we're doing is recruiting volunteers in our area, in our local area, who are willing to reach out and help people that are shut in, elderly people that need help getting groceries or medicines or other errands. And it's something that we can do, and something that lines up with our mission, mobilizing people to meet real needs. But if you can't do something like that, there are things any individual can do. For example, we have a woman in our staff who's using this app, the Nextdoor app, where you can find out who your neighbors are, people that live close to you, and you can post on their website anything that other people who have that app can see. And so she's posting, can I pray for you? And she's getting a flood of response from people. They're not always asking for prayer, but some are, and others are just connecting. So she's building relationships with people she didn't even know who live in close proximity to her home. Another staff member has young children, and they're making drawings and sending them to nursing homes where seniors are stuck and can't have any visitors. I've heard that the hospice folks are also asking people to write letters to people who are in hospice who can't even have family members come and visit them. So these are just some examples of things we can be doing that would be meaningful, things that would add meaning to our own lives right now during this season, new opportunities. So now I want to share a little bit about Forward Edge, what's happening in our programs around the world. First, I want to mention this new campaign called the Day by Day campaign that's being developed by a very talented young person on our team, Desi. And this is going to every day provide photos and videos of how our programs around the world are responding in this moment. So I encourage you to check that out. There's a link in the email that is coming to you along with this video. So a quick overview of our programs. Most of the programs are responding by delivering food to the families who are impacted. In Nicaragua, there's not just the girls at the Villa, but there's many dozens of families that are part of our program there in Nicaragua. Boys that are being ministered to, kids that have scholarships. So 140 meals just this week were delivered to some of these families in Nicaragua. Oaxaca's doing the same thing. They're preparing these food baskets that they're bringing to families. Normally the 100 plus kids would gather at the facility, can't do that now, so they're delivering meals, boxes of food to these families. The same thing is happening in Cuba and Haiti. In the case of Cuba and Haiti, where they had less frequent feeding programs, they're actually delivering meals to whole families, and that's costing additional funds, which we are by faith sending to them. So we're actually investing at a higher level in Haiti and Cuba. Uganda is one program where they're unable to go out. They met with government officials, our director there, and they're not allowing them to go out and even deliver food. So we can be praying for that program. Kenya, they're doing the same thing that the other locations are doing, delivering food to families. They used to deliver meals every day to the schools, which are closed now. So they're instead going out to the families of these kids that were in the schools and the other kids that are in the program. So amazing things are happening through the programs. As I mentioned, though, we're actually sending additional funds to some locations. One of the cool things is people have actually responded to these videos and donated to our Child in Need Fund. There's a link again on the email that goes along with this video. So if God puts it on your heart to give to us right now, we're moving forward by faith. God is using all the different directors and staff in all locations to do something meaningful in this moment where we're not as much in control as we used to be. So just thank you for your investment in Forward Edge, your commitment to Forward Edge, your prayers. We're praying for you still. We have our Zoom meetings Monday through Thursday, praying for all of you and, of course, all of the children and families in our programs around the world. So God bless you, and I'll look forward to being with you again next week.